Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to invite you to consider a profound truth, one that is as ancient as time and yet as immediate as your next breath. It's the simple but transformative idea that when you put God first, miracles follow. Now, what does it mean to put God first? It means aligning your inner world with the infinite intelligence that underlies all existence. It's not just a matter of ritual or routine. It's a shift in consciousness, a conscious decision to surrender your limited, conditioned self and open to the vast, limitless power that flows through the universe. When you do this, something extraordinary begins to happen. You start to move from a state of separation to a state of connection. You are no longer isolated by fear, doubt, or uncertainty. Instead, you are connected to a source of infinite wisdom, love, and creativity. This connection rewires your brain and transforms your body. Science tells us that our thoughts create our reality. But when those thoughts are anchored in divine alignment, they become the catalyst for true transformation. You begin to magnetize experiences, opportunities, and yes, miracles that were previously beyond your reach. A miracle, in this sense, is not merely an event that defies explanation. It's a natural outcome of a mind and heart that are synchronized with the divine flow. It's the universe responding to a new frequency you are broadcasting. When you prioritize God, when your faith becomes the foundation upon which you build your life, you essentially change your energetic blueprint. This blueprint shapes your perceptions, your actions, and ultimately your destiny. You no longer wait for miracles to happen to you, you become a conduit through which miracles flow. But this process requires more than belief. It demands presence, discipline, and an unwavering commitment to live in gratitude and trust. It means training your mind to dwell in possibilities, to embody the feeling of having already received what you seek. When you cultivate this state, your biology changes. Your heart beats in harmony with your soul's purpose. Your brain releases chemicals that heal, energize, and uplift. And your life begins to reflect this profound shift with synchronicities, breakthroughs, and yes, miracles. So I challenge you today, put God first in your thoughts, your emotions, your intentions. Start each day by consciously aligning yourself with that higher power, the creative force that knows no limits. Watch what happens when you do. The impossible will start to feel inevitable. The challenges that once held you back will dissolve, and you will witness time and again the miraculous unfolding of a life lived in divine partnership. Because when you put God first, miracles don't just follow. They become your new reality. Putting God first means aligning your inner world with infinite intelligence, a force that transcends our limited perceptions and connects us to the source of all creation. This alignment is not about external actions alone. It is a profound internal shift in how we perceive ourselves and the world around us. When you truly put God first, you are choosing to tune your mind, heart, and spirit to a frequency that resonates with this universal intelligence. This is a state of being where you no longer operate solely from fear, scarcity, or separation, but from a place of trust, abundance, and unity. Infinite intelligence is the foundation of all life and the invisible energy that sustains every atom, every thought, and every feeling. It is the intelligence that orchestrates the unfolding of the universe in perfect harmony, whether we are aware of it or not. When you align with this intelligence, your own inner world begins to reflect that harmony. Your thoughts become clearer, your emotions steadier, and your intentions more powerful. This alignment allows you to tap into creative possibilities that are otherwise inaccessible when the mind is scattered or controlled by limiting beliefs. To put God first is to consciously choose to let go of ego-driven agendas and to embrace a higher wisdom that guides your decisions and actions. It is an invitation to become co-creators with the divine, actively participating in the manifestation of your highest good. This process often involves cultivating awareness through meditation, prayer, or contemplative practices that quiet the noise of the mind and open the heart. By doing so, you create a fertile inner environment where inspiration, insight, and guidance can arise naturally. In essence, aligning your inner world with infinite intelligence means living in a state of surrender, not as weakness, but as a powerful act of faith and openness. It's about recognizing that there is a greater order at work beyond the visible, and choosing to move in harmony with it. This alignment shifts your perspective from one of limitation to one of possibility, where miracles are not exceptions but natural expressions of a life grounded in divine connection. True transformation begins with a shift in consciousness, not just ritual. Many people believe that change happens simply by following routines or external practices, but real, lasting change requires something deeper. It starts within the mind, the way we think, the beliefs we hold, and the emotions we allow to dominate our inner landscape. When we talk about transformation, we are referring to a fundamental rewiring of our mental and emotional patterns, a movement away from conditioned responses and limited perspectives toward a new way of being that reflects our highest potential. Rituals and routines can be powerful tools, but without a corresponding shift in consciousness, they risk becoming mechanical actions that don't truly change the energetic state behind them. For example, praying or meditating without fully engaging the heart and mind in a state of openness and receptivity may provide temporary comfort, but won't necessarily shift the deeper patterns that shape your experience. The key to transformation lies in cultivating awareness, becoming conscious of old habits, fears, and doubts, and then intentionally choosing new ways of thinking and feeling that align with your desired reality. This shift in consciousness allows you to move beyond the limits of the ego, which often clings to familiar stories and identities even when they no longer serve you. By expanding your awareness, you create space for new possibilities, new perceptions, and new ways of interacting with the world. It's a process of shedding old layers and stepping into a version of yourself that is more aligned with divine truth, love, and power. The brain is highly adaptable, capable of forming new neural pathways when exposed to new experiences and thoughts. When you consciously work to change your mental patterns, you literally rewire your brain to support a new state of being. This biological shift supports and reinforces your spiritual and emotional transformation, making it more sustainable and profound. True transformation is not a one-time event but a continuous evolution of consciousness, deepening your connection to God and to your own inner power. Connection to divine power dissolves fear, doubt, and separation. When we experience life through the lens of separation, we feel isolated, vulnerable, and uncertain. This sense of being cut off from something greater fuels anxiety and insecurity. But when you connect to a higher power, a source that is infinite, loving, and wise, those feelings begin to dissolve. You no longer face life alone. Instead, you are supported by an unshakable presence that is always available. This connection acts as a stabilizing force, grounding you even in the midst of chaos and uncertainty. Fear and doubt arise when we focus on what we lack or when we feel powerless to change our circumstances. The ego thrives on these feelings because they reinforce the story of limitation and separation. However, when you consciously align with divine power, you shift your perception. You start to see yourself as part of a larger whole, intertwined with the universal flow of energy and intelligence. This perspective shifts the mind from contraction to expansion, from scarcity to abundance, and from resistance to acceptance. The experience of connection awakens a deep trust in the unfolding of life. You begin to recognize that challenges and setbacks are temporary, part of a larger process of growth and evolution. Doubt gives way to faith, not blind faith, but an embodied knowing that you are held and guided. This faith opens your heart and mind to new possibilities and solutions that were previously hidden by fear. Separation is also a mental construct that creates boundaries between self and other, between you and God. When this boundary dissolves through connection, you feel a profound sense of unity and belonging. This unity fosters compassion, forgiveness, and peace. It allows you to release judgment and embrace yourself and others fully. As this connection deepens, the energy of fear, doubt, and separation loses its grip, making room for healing, empowerment, and miraculous transformation. Thoughts anchored in divine alignment become catalysts for miracles because they carry a vibration that resonates with the creative force of the universe. Our thoughts are not just fleeting mental events. They are powerful energetic signals that shape our reality. When these thoughts are rooted in faith, love, and a deep connection to something greater than ourselves, they send a clear message to the universe, a message that aligns with the flow of creation rather than resistance. The energy behind your thoughts influences how your body responds and how your environment unfolds. Negative, fearful, or doubtful thoughts generate vibrations that create blocks and limitations, reinforcing the status quo of struggle or lack. On the other hand, thoughts anchored in divine alignment, those filled with trust, gratitude, and vision, generate an energy field that attracts opportunities, people, and circumstances that support your highest good. This divine alignment requires more than just positive thinking. It involves cultivating a state of being where your thoughts, emotions, and intentions are coherent and focused on the outcome you desire, while simultaneously surrendering to the wisdom of the divine timing and process. It is a balance between intentional creation and open receptivity. When your mind consistently holds this aligned state, you begin to change your internal chemistry. The brain releases neurochemicals that enhance clarity, creativity, and healing, which in turn reinforce your ability to sustain this elevated state. Your heart and brain come into coherence, creating an electromagnetic field that amplifies your energetic signal. This coherent state becomes a powerful attractor of miracles, those unexpected shifts and breakthroughs that seem to defy ordinary explanation. These miracles are often the natural consequence of a mind and spirit tuned to divine frequency. They demonstrate how powerful your thoughts can be when anchored in something far greater than the limited self. Miracles are natural outcomes of synchronization with divine flow, because when you align yourself with the rhythm of the universe, you step into a current that effortlessly carries you forward. This flow is the energy of creation itself, intelligent, harmonious, and constantly unfolding in perfect timing. Miracles don't happen as random or isolated incidents. They emerge as the natural expression of being in tune with this greater order. When you synchronize with divine flow, your resistance to life's circumstances decreases. Instead of fighting against challenges or trying to control outcomes through force, you learn to move with the energy around you. This creates a sense of ease and grace, where solutions arise naturally and opportunities appear just when you need them. In this state, your actions are no longer driven by stress or fear, but by inspired intention and clarity. This flow also amplifies your creative power. As you connect to the source of all possibilities, you tap into infinite potential beyond your limited imagination. The universe responds to your openness by bringing forth circumstances that match your inner alignment. Miracles, then, are the visible manifestations of this alignment. They are the external evidence of your inner harmony with divine energy. Science supports this idea through studies of coherence between the heart and brain, showing that when these two organs are synchronized, the body and mind operate at peak efficiency and perception of reality shifts. This coherence creates a magnetic field that can influence your environment in subtle but profound ways. Miracles are not separate from you. They are reflections of your own alignment with this universal flow. As you deepen this synchronization, you begin to see that what once seemed impossible becomes natural, and the extraordinary becomes part of your everyday experience. This understanding transforms how you live, opening you to a life rich with unexpected blessings and profound transformation. Prioritizing God, changes your energetic blueprint and destiny because it fundamentally rewires how your mind, body, and spirit interact with the world. Your energetic blueprint is the pattern of thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and habits that shape your daily experience and future outcomes. When you put God first, you are consciously choosing to realign these patterns with a higher, divine frequency that governs the laws of creation and manifestation. This shift doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process of replacing old, limiting programs with new ones rooted in faith, love, and purpose. Your mind begins to release fears, doubts, and negative conditioning that no longer serve you. Instead, it adopts perspectives that reflect divine wisdom and truth. As these new mental and emotional patterns become dominant, they rewrite the neural pathways in your brain, creating a new foundation for how you think, feel, and act. Your energetic blueprint influences your physical body as well. The body responds to your inner state by adjusting its chemistry and function. When you operate from a place aligned with divine energy, your nervous system calms, your heart rhythm becomes coherent, and your immune system strengthens. This creates a fertile environment for healing, creativity, and resilience. Because your energetic blueprint governs the signals you send out into the universe, changing it shifts your destiny. Instead of reacting to external circumstances with old patterns, you begin to attract and create experiences that reflect your new alignment. This means you are no longer bound by past limitations or conditioned responses. You become a co-creator of your future, actively shaping it through the energy you embody. Putting God first transforms your life at the deepest level, mind, body, and spirit altering the course of your journey in profound and lasting ways. It is a shift from living by chance to living by divine design.